I have an anonymous $200 donation, and they say, looking forward to the task block. Y'all are doing amazing work. Keep it up. And with that, we're sending it right back on over to Dwango the Couch and TASBot for Super Metroid.
When you said at the top of the elevator.
All right. Well, welcome back. I'm dwangoAC. We're going to play some Super Metroid, but before we do that, I'll give you a last couple of a last couple of seconds for kill versus save. I'm going to let the couch that is mic'd introduce themselves here. Over here we have
Antinomy, a.k.a. QualityChris, a.k.a. the guy on the left.
My name is TopsyTurve, just another Super Metroid runner.
All right.
We are Freyaspirit, another Super Metroid runner.
Over here, I'm going to let you introduce your friend next to you.
And this is Oatsngoats, world record holder for Hundo Map and runner earlier this week.
Next to him is Stump, who has been helpful with all kinds of random stuff over the course of the last week, as has been the case in several marathons at this point. And on my right is my right-hand man, MediaMagnet. He's been a huge help throughout this whole process. So with that, I am afraid it is time to close Kill versus Save, and I need to know what won.
Save the animals.
Save the animals.
Good.
Now,
well,
and having said that, and I know this might not make the tech team too happy, but I want you to keep this poll open because we have one more opportunity after this. So Super Metroid is saved, but we'll see what happens later. All right. Stump, would you be so kind as to kick us off by hitting that power button in, let's see, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
This is the 0% run, and we are cheating a little bit by copying the save file ourselves, because that's just easier.
So as this run starts, we'd like to talk a little bit about the history of any percent glitched. In 2007, Kajardin found a way to get stuck in a metal door and glitch his way into Torian using X-ray climbing. Since then, a number of brilliant minds in the community have contributed to improving that, including Hero of the Day, CP Adolf, Sniq, Total, and Internized Dragon. In 2008, they found a method to X-ray climb to Torian which did not require Crystal Flash, allowing you to complete the game with only 6% of items. In 2014, they found a game end glitch.
Yeah, look at that jig.
Which allowed you to finish the game in the room with the ship, allowing you to completely bypass entering Torian. And a few months later, they found a better game end glitch, which allowed you to complete the game with only 2% of items. And earlier this year, they found a way to complete the game with only 0% of items. And since then, a few improvements have been made, bringing you what we have here. And now Dwango is going to talk about all the work that went into making this sync.
So you're going to notice some really painful sections here that any real speedrunner on this knows not to do. In fact, Samus in this room is pretty much going to derp all over the place.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The reason for that is because we have to compensate for some real hardware differences that we don't have in an emulator. In fact, at one point in time, we did not think it was even possible to make Super Metroid sync on a console. We got an escape time of 4440, which is, interestingly, the exact value we got in the emulator. We don't always get that. Sometimes it changes. Sometimes it's 4442. Sometimes it's 35. The reason that happens is because there's actually two clocks on a Super Nintendo. The main CPU clock is 21 megahertz, and it's driven by a true quartz crystal oscillator, or clock. The sound clock is 24.576 megahertz, and it is driven by a ceramic oscillator, which isn't too accurate even when it's new, and 25 years later is really not as accurate as it used to be. What results is that sounds have to play before you can go through door transitions. When that happens, it sometimes takes a little bit longer. The process gets offset, so what happens is that things desync. To compensate for that, we wait at certain periods, exactly like what you're seeing right here. Samus is not yet taking off to the left because we have to compensate for the fact that that cutscene might have taken too long. So I'm going to kick it over to the couch for the rest of the commentary here. And the serious arm pumping, what the heck, man?
Yeah, so Samus here is arm pumping at perfect 30 hertz, which is as fast as Samus can do, frame perfectly. And you'll see a quick moonfall here into a frame perfect pause, shot to open the door, and then glitch right through these blocks out of bounds. And now we're going to see Samus just kind of run into a whole lot of nothingness, just a big abyss of Metroid goodness, until eventually you'll see once you enter into the next room, pop right into that bounds again, just because why not, right? And then some more perfect arm pumps, which are absolutely incredible.
In the next room, you're going to see a moonfall into quick drops, frame-perfect turnarounds. And during these frame-perfect turnarounds, during the dance, your fall speed is actually increasing. And this, at the bottom, this is going to allow you to clip through the blocks.
Nice little jig. And then goodbye, right down to the bottom. Now, this jump here is actually going to land frame perfectly right at the edge, so 1 pixel away from going into the door transition. And then it's going to frame perfect pause to shot to go one little moonwalk every single pause and not initiate the door transition. So it's going to keep doing this for a little bit until eventually Samus is going to just pop right out of bounds again.
Every time you unpause, there is 1 frame where you will not interact with the door transitions, and they're abusing this, walking to the door little by little to try to get to the other side of the door transition.
You can see only a little bit of her gun remains visible, and that will just keep going a little bit more, 1 segment at a time. And while this is happening, what will happen next?
Yeah, so you're going to see Samus go into out of bounds again, which is, I should just mention, out of bounds is kind of like a slurry of code. So it creates a whole bunch of random blocks in the game. And these blocks can do anything. I mean, you can have a block that'll teleport you to a random area in the map, have a block with a value that will damage you or kill you or crash the game, and others are solid, so you can run around. So they all it's just a random slurry of code that creates random out-of-bounds movement, or allows for random out-of-bounds movement, which actually gives birth to just the any % glitch run itself. So right whenever Samus pops out of bounds, you'll see some pretty interesting movement.
And a lot of that movement is designed around trying to avoid any of the crash blocks while reaching the block that they want to reach.
Which typically
Listen carefully at this section. Hear the background?
Oh, and then the perfect damage boost there.
We appear to be taunting the animals.
Is that an incentive?
I first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. This time, I was in a hurry. So instead of fighting them again, I decided to explore places where no one had ever gone before. It was there I found the hidden access to the Zebes self-destruct sequence. This was fortunate, because I had to get home in time to watch a stream of my favorite Twitch charity marathon. But before leaving Zebes, I received one final mission from the Supreme Galactic Defense Queen. Save the animals.
Oh, look, she's firing hearts. How cute. Might want to look in the upper right corner.
Oh, look at that. Tiles.
Oats?
Tile counter.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of rooms.
Do you do that, Strat Oats?
Oh, no spin, no ball?
Uh-oh.
No morph ball.
How do you get through that? Oh.
Oh, there we go.
What the?
She's gonna dance her way out.
7,000 tiles.
All this is frame perfect, by the way.
95,000 tiles.
Oh my god.
Oats, you missed like 94,000 tiles.
And huge thanks to Total for providing this payload.
Yeah, this was all written by Total with many, many hours of work in the last week. Let's see if the animals are really saved. Looking good.
There it is. Yeah. Four minutes.
GG.
4 minutes.
4 minutes in
GG.
game time.
So this original task was made by Sniq. He is amazing. All of this payload was done by Total. There's a huge team in the TASBot crew. I can't even name them all. There's a speedrunning community, so many people to thank. The original credits are going to run now, and we are going to allow them to continue to play as we switch over for the next run, which is F0GX. Please stick around for that. You're not going to want to miss it. There's another opportunity for save versus kill there, too, and you'll see what we mean when we get there. So we're going to mute the mics, and we'll be right with you.
So while these credits are rolling, this is the appropriate time for this donation I have sitting right here. TASBot donated $1,337. And TASBot says, dwangoAC asked me to make a donation on behalf of his Twitch subscribers. He promised them he would give the money at SGDQ. He gave the money to me to donate. I could keep the money. I do not need human money. I will give it to the humans at Doctors Without Borders instead. They need it more than I do. Thank you very much, TASBot and Dwango. Scurvy donated $50 and says, I for one accept our robot overlords, as you should. Knight of Me donated $250 and says, beep boop, TASBot, best bot. Anonymous donated $50 and says, what is a TASBot? Please explain. I am Mr. Popo donated $50 and says, TASBot, best bot, 2018. So as a quick reminder, we're all getting excited over TASBot, but coming up after this last TASBot run of F0GX, there is going to be the Pokemon 2 Games 1 Controller run. And about halfway into that run, we have until we can meet this donation incentive for the runner, MeGotsThis, to get Moltres and Lapras into his team and include them in his rosters. That is just a bit over $25,000 short, but I've seen you guys hit much harder targets in way less time. So now that we've passed the Super Metroid, let's start throwing our donations in that direction. Ground Flyer donated $50 and says, TASBot orders me to donate. TASBot thinks helping others is optimal for human survival. Thank you very much, Ground Flyer. I have an anonymous $100 donation that simply says, donating so that when TASBot rules the world, it remembers I supported it. Thank you very much. We are still getting tons of donations. Thank you, everybody who's sending in all of your money. It's going to a great cause. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2018 from Bloomington, Minneapolis, where we are supporting Doctors Without Borders, also known as MSF. For those of you who do not know, MSF is a medical humanitarian organization working in more than 60 countries around the world. MSF is a private international association. They provide assistance to populations in distress, to victims of natural or man-made disasters, and to victims of armed conflict. They do so irrespective of race, religion, creed, or political convictions. And you can always find out more at doctorswithoutborders.org.
You need somebody to sing that.
All right, I have $25 from Gravis Lizard, who says, SGDQ is off the hook. Spend this $25 on lozenges for the audience's sore throats. All right, I have an anonymous donation for $50 that simply says, TASBot! And with that, we're going to toss it back to Dwango on his couch for one quick surprise. Then we'll get right back into it.
All right. So I wanted to show you one other thing. We obviously got 0%, as you can see. But there's one other thing that I need to show you here. I'm going to reset and show you slot 3. You know that validation chest you keep hearing about if you've been listening to other games? Well, this one doesn't have a validation chest. It has a validation slot. And if you start it, it says, for the task block at Summer Games Done Quick 2018, the animals were saved. And this will remain on the cartridge until it gets deleted. So TASBot left his mark. All right, we're going to move away from Super Metroid and move toward, we're going to move toward F-Zero GX on the GameCube. So we'll give them just a second to switch over to that. All right, so I'm going to make a quick introduction. This is one David J. He is going to walk us through commentary on individual level replays. These were made in the